Hey everybody! Welcome back to Tony D's Music Channel. I'm Tony D, and today, once again, it's another glorious, legendary rock star whose birthday we're celebrating. It is the birthday of none other than Miss Debbie Harry of the classic 1970s slash 80s slash 90s band Blondie. Of course, Blondie known for being one of the many classic acts of the new wave punk. Well, more new wave, but one of the classic new wave bands of the 70s. Now, what exactly new wave really means, it's hard to say. I guess you would say, that Blondie was a band really propelled by the bassist in their band and the keyboardist in their band, and most of their songs did kind of um, were songs that heavily use the keyboard and the bass guitar, obviously. But Blondie is so much more than just a new wave band, really. I mean, there are a lot of songs by Blondie that kind of harken back to 50s doo wop. For example, um, the song "In the Flesh" from the first album kind of sounds like it's from a doo wop group in the 50s, and and there are a few songs on the first album called Blondie like that, like "In the Flesh," and "Man Overboard" on that album has that feel as well. That a lot of their stuff does sound like one of those girl groups from the 50s with women and men in the group. And I love that Blondie is one of those co-ed groups. Obviously, a lead woman singer in the band, and the musicians are all men. It was Debbie Harry in the lead vocals, Chris Stein playing lead guitar, and one of the principal songwriters, Jimmy DeZetri, on bass, I believe, and then Clem Burke on drums. In my opinion, one of the most underrated rock and roll drummers of all time. And Nigel something on the keyboards. I should look up his name. I'm sorry about that. And they started out in New York clubs in the early 70s and got signed in 75, I believe. And their first album is quite good in my opinion. It's really good for a debut from a band. On that first album, you got great songs like "Ex Offender," a song about, I think you know what it's about, a song about a sex offender that she's trying to that she's trying to get away from. You've got a gorgeous song called "In the Flesh," which I think it's what that's all about. I really want to touch you in the flesh, and I can give you some head and shoulders to lie on. It's a beautiful song. And then there's the song "Rip Her to Shreds," which sounds like an angry song about just tearing apart this woman in terms of reputation, things like that. And then from there, their album just got better and better and better. And in my opinion, those first four albums are so classic. This is the fifth album of theirs, um, Auto American, and it's just, yeah. She did some really amazing vocals on this album. Just really kind of, um, like really cool stuff for 1980. Nigel Harrison, that was the guy on bass, not keyboards. Jimmy DeZetri was on keyboards. I'm correcting myself here. There's a song on there I think called "Here's Looking at You," which once again does have that feel of a 1950s song. It's really cool. And that's of course the album with the number one hit single "Rapture," which was the very first rap song to be number one on the charts. Probably the first rap song completely. That one is just out of this world. You got to go check out the music video if you haven't before. And yeah, this is a great album. This one I like much more. Eat to the Beat. Now there are some really classics on here. Obviously, Dreaming was the huge hit single from this album. And Eat to the Beat is a cool song because there's not much of the lyrics, obviously. It's just Eat to the Beat. But I really like their aggressive vocals. And, Atomic was a huge hit from that album. And it's just two verses of lyrics or so, but they add on. But what makes that track so incredible is just like the effects on it, and their dynamite vocals on that. And yes, it does sound like one of those songs that you would put on the turntable right before you're about to make love, because it has that vibe to it. Yeah. And of course, the greatest Blondie album from '78, Parallel Lines. I can tell you a bit of history about myself. I was at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum with Mom in 2008, and I bought 6 CDs that day. The Beach Boys' Pet Sounds, the Beach Boys' Summer Days and Summer Nights, and Today, Buddy Holly, the Buddy Holly album, the Chipper Crickets album, Carole King's Tapestry, and then Blondie, Parallel Lines, and the first Blondie album. And so this album I've known since I was 16 years old, and it's been in my mind and in my ears since I was that age. I played it a lot when I was going places in college, literally walking places, obviously. So I know these songs inside and out almost. You've got the two huge hit singles, Heart of Glass and One Way or Another. Heart of Glass had been a song that they were working on for years. One Way or Another was actually based on an incident of a real life man who was stalking Debbie Harry, and then she turned the tables around and wrote a song about her stalking a guy, which I just love that. And I do want to mention how incredible I think it is that Debbie Harry was one of several women in a 70s rock band with guys in the band, similar to Grace Slick in Jefferson Airplane, and Christine McVie and Stevie Nicks in Fleetwood Mac with that co-ed thing. And in the 90s, you had a few bands like that, like the Cranberries with Dolores O'Riordan and 4 guys, and Six Men None the Richer with Lee Nash and 4 guys or so. And I love the equality in that. I love the respect in that. I love the camaraderie in that between men and women. That's something that's important. And yeah, again, there is no bad song in this album. Every song on here is a banger, as the kids would say. I'll tell you more about my thoughts on that another time. But it starts off so great with a cover of the song Hang On Telephone. And then it ends so great too with Just Go Away. And every song on here, it's kind of a concept album because every song on here is about love and romance. It's called Parallel Lines because parallel lines never meet. And with these songs, they're all about love and romance going wrong, which means that people don't meet anymore. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, Just Go Away is a great song, and it ties with the whole theme. And it's great because there are some songs on here that are about romance working out, but then there's Just Go Away at the end, as in just go away, leave me alone. And I saw Debbie Harry and Blondie live at least twice in my life. The last time being in July or so of 2022. And I absolutely hated the opening act. I'm not a fan of punk rock at all, so I didn't really like seeing The Damned as the opening act. But Debbie Harry and Blondie absolutely killed it as the main act. She was 77 then, and she's 81 now. She still rocked and rolled. She still danced her ass off at the age of 77 then. I don't know if she's still performing now, but it doesn't really matter. She can do whatever she wants to do. Yeah, 81. Wow. The same age as Thomas Tank Engine. And one of them is British, one of them is American, but they're both very useful. Anyway, I just want to pay tribute to Debbie Harry on her birthday, and she was a trailblazer, I would say, because any women who was in a oh, and I forgot to mention Chrissy Hind, also a fantastic woman at the lead of a band called the Pretenders with guys in the band. I just think that kind of thing is so special when you have camaraderie and you have co-ed rock bands, and I commend them for that. But just the fact that um, she was one, she was not afraid to stand out, and I wouldn't, yeah, I don't want to say anything bad here, but I mean, you could say that she was a sex symbol in that band, but I don't think that she was. I love her for her songwriting, for her performing. I've never thought of her as a sex symbol, although one certainly could. Anyway, happy birthday, Debbie Harry. Thank you for all the incredible music you've given us. Thank you for the incredible talent you've shown to us. Thank you.